The digital clock glowed to 47 a.m. when Valentina woke abruptly. The hum of the refrigerator filled the silence of her small apartment. But there was something else, a wet creak, like bare feet, moving across the hallway floor. She had no cats, no visitors. Slowly she sat up, a chill crawling over her skin, eyes catching the bathroom light flickering in the distance. Brief, rhythmic flashes, almost like a signal. It must be the wiring, she whispered, though her inner voice didn't believe it. She slipped out of bed, phone in hand, using its dim glow to guide her. Each step on the wooden floor echoed too loudly. When she reached the hallway door, the light went out completely. In the darkness, something breathed. The sound was low, prolonged, as if someone inhaled from inside a jar. Valentina froze. She could feel a presence in front of her, so close the air seemed to thicken. She turned on her phone's flashlight, trembling for an instant. The beam revealed the outline of a tall, thin figure, motionless and then gone the moment the lights blinked again. She ran to the switch, turning on every light in the apartment. Everything looked normal. The figure had vanished. But when she glanced at the mirror in the hallway, she swore she saw something behind her, a shadow, arms far too long, head tilted toward her direction. She spun around. Nothing. The air smelled of rust and dampness. She tried to laugh, but her throat refused. She went to the kitchen for water. On the way, the microwave's reflection once again caught a shape, a black blur sliding behind her. She didn't want to look. She just opened the fridge. The white light bathed her for a moment, offering an illusion of safety. Eyes closed, deep breath. Then the fridge light flickered and went out. The apartment was swallowed by liquid shadows. Valentina heard a whisper coming from the hallway, a voice imitating hers. "Don't turn off the light." Her blood froze. She ran for the nearest switch, but the bulb sparked, burning out. Her phone screen, still in her hand, crackled with static, flashing glimpses of an unfamiliar face. Her breath turned to a trembling gasp. She tried to call someone, but no one answered. Each attempt to unlock the phone made the camera activate by itself, pointing toward the dark hallway. On screen, she could barely make out a crouched shape. When she looked up, nothing. Only shimmering half-darkness. Suddenly, the TV in the living room turned on by itself, the screen buzzing with static. A distorted figure moved slowly toward the camera, as if surfacing from the other side of the glass. The image froze at the exact moment the shadow touched the lens. The TV's light briefly illuminated the room, revealing something on the ceiling. A large, charred handprint. Valentina stepped back in horror, staring at the mark that seemed to crawl, sliding along the plaster. A sharp sound rang out behind her. The ceiling lamp loosened, shattered across the floor, leaving faint sparks. In total darkness, the apartment doorbell rang once, twice, 3 times, violently insistent. "Who's there?" she asked. No reply. She approached slowly, each step a battle against fear. Through the peephole, she saw only an empty corridor and a flickering bulb at the far end. When she looked again, something occupied the hallway. A dark, shifting mass, arms stretching to the ground, its head tilted to the side, just like the reflection earlier. Valentina stumbled back as the lock on her door began to turn by itself. The door cracked open just enough for cold air to hiss through. The figure didn't move, but its shadow did, sliding inside like black liquid, crawling across the walls. Valentina screamed, running into the bathroom, the only room with a lock. She slammed the door and turned on the lights. "Please, don't go out," she murmured. Outside, slow, dragging footsteps. The lock vibrated, as if something were testing it. The bulb flickered again, gave one final flash, and died. Silence. Only her breathing, and the faint trickle of water from the sink. But when she bent down to close the tap, she saw that what flowed wasn't water. It was a thick, dark liquid that smelled of iron. In the fogged mirror behind her, a message appeared, written by invisible fingers. "Leave the light on." The bulb flickered once more, and in that instant she saw her reflection, with eyes completely black. She screamed, stumbling backward against the wall. Outside, something scratched the door. Slow, steady, metallic. The wood began to splinter. Suddenly the scratching stopped. Valentina choked on a breath, heard a dull thud, and then nothing. She gathered the courage to open the door, just a crack. The hallway was empty. Lights off, yet the air pulsed, as if something unseen lingered, watching from the deepest dark. She stepped toward the living room, guided only by the faint glow of dawn filtering through the curtains. It seemed over. Valentina turned, nothing. When she looked back, her reflection was gone. Only a black, endless void remained, swallowing the light. She stepped back, tripped over the rug, and her phone lit up by itself. The front camera activated. In the frame behind her stood the tall, thin figure, motionless. She gasped and turned. Nothing again, but the phone kept recording, showing the shadow drawing closer, inch by inch. The battery read 1%. The light dimmed. In the darkness, she heard it, breathing in sync with her own. "Don't turn off the light," a voice whispered in her ear. The phone fell to the floor, vibrating one last time before going dead. By morning, the neighbors reported the apartment lights flickering since 3 a.m. No one answered their knocks. When police entered, they found no one, only a phone recording the empty hallway. Each time someone neared the door, the footage revealed a different face behind them, one that wasn't there. And from somewhere deep within the static, a voice insisted, "Don't turn off the light." The recording kept playing, though no one touched it. The door on screen moved a few millimeters, as if the wind pushed from inside. The officers exchanged uneasy glances. One reached to stop the recording, but the phone vibrated. The image changed by itself. Now it showed the bedroom. Though they all stood in the hall, the camera panned slowly, capturing impossible details. A shadow with no source of light. The reflection of someone breathing in the bathroom mirror. A flash of black eyes staring from the dead TV. Whispers filled the audio, overlapping in different languages. Thousands of voices repeating the same warning, between sobs. None of the officers dared to speak. Then the phone fell on its own, its flashlight turning on, pointing at the ceiling corner. There, pressed against the wall, was a figure, arms stretched wide, fingers leaving dark stains. The light flickered once more, and in the final moment before it went out forever, a weary female voice whispered, "I left the light on too. If you've come this far, be sure not to turn off the light tonight, and stay with us at Dark World Whispers. There are many other stories breathing in the shadows, waiting for someone to hear them. Subscribe, before the next whisper finds you first. Dark World Whispers, Susurros del Mundo Oscuro."